Welcome back, guys. This is definitely not a box, and welcome to a fair and square review on Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Before we get into it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and do me a huge favor, hit that bell for notifications. I'm just trying to reach 100 subscribers by the end of, Halloween, and I think we can do it. But I can't do it by myself, and I would love and appreciate the help. I'll be eternally grateful. Strangers of Paradise is in your grandpa Final Fantasy. This is Team Ninja's quick action, brutal combat, deep loot system, and stylish executions Final Fantasy. Team Ninja knows what they're doing, and they're doing it best here. Some may say Neo 2 is better, but I like Final Fantasy, I like JRPG, and I like Team Ninja. And all this is a package made in corporate heaven. You play as Jack and the crew, and you have to go around and deal with chaos. Strangers of Paradise is a stage-based action game with heavy RPG elements and restrictions. If the enemy's numbers are simply higher than yours, you will have a hard time. It's almost even impossible at some points in the game. This ain't Elden Ring or Dark Souls where you can beat the game in level 1. In here, in Strangers of Paradise, you're gonna need to find the best items for the job. Both literally and just to survive. Let's talk presentation. This game came out March 2022 for the P4, Xbox, PC. Gonna be real, we're gonna be fair. This game doesn't look great. Compared to Team Ninja's previous work, you can see that Neo 2 simply outclasses this game in forms of presentation. More on this topic later. Let's talk music. Music in the game is good. It is remixes of songs from the Final Fantasy series as a whole. You will surely find something you will like. All you gotta do is search for it. This game in many ways is a love letter to Final Fantasy fans as a whole. So if you pay attention, some of these areas should look familiar to you. And if you read the description before even going into the stage, you should know exactly where you're going. On the side note, one of the biggest plus about this game is the fashion. Just honestly, look, I like cool armors, I like cool clothes, I like cool character designs. So let's just take a moment to appreciate all the cool outfits in this game. Strangers of Paradise, as we all know, is a soul-like, but it's more like Neo. A quick side tangent I want to say, Neo and Dark Souls, or the Souls-like formula, are two formats that are theoretically the same, but the execution is massively different. These games do correlate, but you don't play them the same. The best example I can give for this in particular is Street Fighter. Okay, not bad. A nice, well-rounded fighting game. And compare that to Marvel, where you can do insane combos, touch to death, happy birthdays. There's just a lot of depth in Marvel. Not saying that Street Fighter doesn't have that. What I'm saying is that in fighting games, there's just too many different ways of doing the same thing. You can go 3D with Tekken. You can go footsie based with Street Fighter. Or you can go assist based with Marvel. Each one of those are so differently in execution that it's worth a conversation when it comes to Souls-like and Neo. because I believe Neo is literally its own different branch of the Souls-like formula. And that branch is what we're talking about today when it comes to Strangers of Paradise and the combat in it. Strangers of Paradise has a loot game, and the systems surrounding combat matter so much more. If you put the time in this game, you can break the game. You can do this in Elden Ring and Dark Souls, but here you have to put a little more work into it, because you're hoping for good drops, and the best drops come in late game. Let me discuss at least some of the systems surrounding combat. We have jobs, equipment effects, affinity, party members, soul burst, break, parry, lightbringer, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple more. But there's a lot of moving parts under the hood of this game, and you unlock even more when you beat the game. Just to give you an idea how much time you can put in this game, you can level up your character well over 100. I don't mean 200. No, I mean well over 100. On top of that, every job has a limit break. Your party members have limit breaks. And you have mastery points once you master a certain class. The max level is 30, but again, you can limit break that. Elements and abilities go wild in this game. Something that's really cool about this game is the break gauge. Let me just explain to you how this works. If it hits 0, you kill the enemies, period. They die in a spectacular fashion. This works on the bosses as well. I'm gonna stop the image real quick. If you see this, that means the boss has 2 phases. If you break the gauge faster than you do the HP, you can skip straight to the second phase of the fight. But, and this is where the game shines massively so, let's say you're not doing any gauge damage, but you're still doing HP damage. It still works the same. Whichever one hits 0 first, or in this case, 50%, ends the phase and starts the second one. That is massive. So there's essentially 2 ways to do damage to a boss, whether it be straight HP damage or straight break gauge damage. Also, some of these animations, some of these finishers are so goddamn beautiful. My favorite is the Dark Knight, because look at this. And my second favorite is the Behemoth, because just look at this. That's just so cool. This man digivolved right in front of us. So what do we learn today? Jack's hands are rated M for murder. This man is brutality itself. A few tips when you're playing this game, especially if you're playing it by yourself. Now this game has co-op, and more about that in a second. First and foremost, play every job no matter what. Believe me, you will find something you like, something you love. That being said, Sage. You need to unlock Sage as soon as possible. You do that by leveling up the other class and going down the tree until you see the blue icon. Follow the blue icon until you see Sage, period. If you know what you're doing, you can get that done by the first stage. It will make your job, your life, a lot easier to cast magic in this game. Cause nothing hurts and sucks more than to be fighting a boss with a damage type it's immune to and not having any way to effectively break its gauge. You need elements so you know exactly what to hit it with. You also need Sage for the white magic, because haste and cure are mandatory if you really want to run this by yourself. Now, when speaking about co-op, this game was made with co-op in mind. So much so that you get bonus experience. The game feels a lot better because everybody has 2 jobs equipped. And more importantly, you get more experience while you're, in co-op. You don't have to fight for loot at all because everybody gets their own drops. On top of that, you can set passwords for your friends, or you can just let random people jump in and out when you're playing the game by yourself. All you gotta do is create the room and watch people come in, help you, or just leave. I wish, not gonna lie, I wish Elden Ring had something like this, but we got mods for that. That being said, if you really want to get into this game, I recommend you go look up some explanations or in-depth analysis of the combat in this game. You can read it. The game have some tutorials about it. But having a layman's term shortcut made a world of difference when it comes to understanding the difference between buff and affinities and how to best use them. There is a lot of synergy in this game, and you need to know exactly what you're doing or you're just gonna have a mess of a bunch of different effects happening all at once. You can get through the game like this, but it's a lot easier if you know what you're doing. Let me give you a quick visual. There's a difference in being good at this game and being a god at this game. Look at this footage. It's pure
chaos.
No, Jack, calm down. I was gonna say,
what about chaos?
Dude, I was gonna say it's beautiful. Expand your vocabulary.
Are you chaos?
Oh my god. Alright, let's just play the story real quick. Like I said before, you are Jack, and you and your crew go around dealing with chaos. That's it. If you don't want any spoilers, click here. While you're at it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell. And I'll see you after this explanation. Alright, if you're still here, you want to hear exactly what happens. Let's get into it. I'm just going to cover most of the early game. But first and foremost, this intro. Just look at this intro. Oh my god. This is a Final Fantasy game. Look at this intro. Look at the blood. God damn. Imagine if this was the way we first were introduced to this game and not the memes of the chaos. Alright, I'm explaining the story. Sorry. After that beautiful intro, we are fighting Tiamat for some reason, but we win and then we lose. You know, cutscenes. After that, for some reason, our three heroes meet up. Apparently this is the past, but we don't know that for sure. Chaos is everywhere and wrecking the kingdom. Cool, standard stuff. The cute girl of the kingdom, Sarah, wants us to go look for a big dude right here. But he took her. Was the intro a lie? Nah, it was too cool for it to be a lie. But we don't have time to question that when we have to deal with
chaos.
Thank you, Jack. Anyways, after that, we go find Chaos at the Chaos Shrine. Go figure. And we beat him. Turns out to be the second cute girl of the game, Neon. Turns out Chaos isn't real, and she became Chaos, so she's able to die, taking it down with her. That is
bullshit.
Thank you, Jack. And soon after, she joins the party, dressed like that. Like, Nomura, why are you horny? Do we need to have a talk? I mean, look at... Alright, whatever. After that, the story has a nice structure where you get a cutscene before and after every mission. It's weird, lack details, and it's fragmented, but that's the point of it. You're not supposed to know what's going on, not just yet. And it works very well for what the story is going for. Everything I just told you was for the most part in the demo. Real talk, the story is pretty good. I like it. It is the behind the scenes of Final Fantasy 1. It tells you the why,
chaos,
and the how,
chaos.
Thank you, Jack.
Chaos!
In complete sincerity, I think this is the best Final Fantasy origin story we got. I love the format that the story was told here. I really do. Now, I can only imagine if we get one for Jet for Final Fantasy X. I would love that. Imagine playing this type of game with Jet, Braska, and Auron. Oh my god. Shoot, what about Laguna? Oh my god. And Balfir and Fran? Oh lord. No. It has to be Gobrin. Oh my god. Can I get a story on how he became a judge and what he went through to become a judge? Oh, the things he must have done. Damn, that's just so cool to think about. But no, we got nothing but Final Fantasy 7 news. Which I'm not mad about, but like just expand the other ones. At least give 8 and 9 some love, you know? Let's talk some negatives. This game ain't perfect, and every product has its flaws. Like I said before, the presentation of this game is quite weak. Team Ninja's past work put this game to shame. Nioh 2 looks miles ahead of this game, and let's not compare this game to Dead or Alive. Point number 2 is that this game does not prepare you for the loot game that you will be engaged when you're playing this for the late game. You're always equipping the next best equipment. That's all you do. So you make it a habit to never look at the item's affinity and effects. Once you reach the highest level or the high levels of play, you need to start paying attention to that. And if you want to make a build, you need to know exactly what you're doing when it comes to affinity and item effects, which is why I said you should look this up earlier in the video. Lastly, this game feels like it needed a bit more time in the oven. Now, I understand this was the 35th anniversary, game for Square Enix when it comes to Final Fantasy, and thumping had to be done fast. My speculation here is that this was kind of a rush job. They were told, hey, get this game done by this day or this year. It has to be done. And Team Ninja did their best. Granted, this is all speculation, but it would explain the lack of refinement when it came to this title. If their history, their track record of the last, let's say, 6 to 8 years are any indication, they take their time making their game as flawless as they can. Yet this game, the latest one, the one for a beloved IP for an anniversary title, came with some, less than stellar graphics and not as best optimized as it could have been. Remember, this game does have some frame drops, especially if you're in the forest, in this weird rocky area, and in a snow area. I've always felt and dealt with frame dips in those areas. Let's talk about the
Chaos.
No, Jack, the elephant in the room. This is the problem. If you then go around saying,
Chaos.
I know, and show them this awesome cutscene, this trailer, this intro, this would have been great, fantastic. But no, you went around saying,
Chaos.
okay, calm down. Jokes aside, this game was completely trashed by some people, especially online. Some people say it will ruin or even kill the Final Fantasy franchise as a whole. I have a few things to say about that. No spin-off will ever kill a series. It has never happened and it's never going to happen. Like I said, this ain't your grandpa's Final Fantasy. In fact, this ain't Square Enix Final Fantasy. This is Team Ninja. To prove it, Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. That's the title of this game. Final Fantasy comes in second to the title. That is major. Like Dirge of Cerberus. So this isn't new for spin-offs to do, to put the Final Fantasy marker after its title. It is important for us as consumers to see the product of what it's trying to be and not what we want it to be. Meet it at its level. Some will say this fails as a Final Fantasy game. Lack of story would be the main reason they say such things. But there is a story here. There is no fluff. It's straight to the point and it's telling you a mystery. You're not supposed to know everything because that's the point of the story. In fact, if you go look up the story of this game, you will notice and understand that this is a Final Fantasy by the numbers Final Fantasy story. It explains why the characters are hollow, they lack expression, and why they're always angry and a bit awkward with each other. Are other Final Fantasies better written? Yes. Are they better made? Of course. But those games were made by Square Enix. This wasn't made by Square Enix. Square Enix are too busy with their cash cow, Final Fantasy VII, and a couple other titles along the way. If we can get this, what this game has done, Gavrant, that would be amazing. It would be awesome. But if we do, let's not cry that these spin-offs aren't exactly what we want them to be. They are spin-offs. They were never going to be. They were going to do their own thing. I apologize for the rant. A couple of months ago, I ended up making a couple comic essays on Andy's Take Vid. No hate to him. Go support his channel. Please go watch his video as well. I do agree with some of the stuff he says. But you can see clearly what happens when you don't remove your bias from the equation. If you don't want to watch someone bash this game, then I'm just going to show you what I said. Pause to read. Alright. Sorry. That was kind of weird putting all that out there. Feels good though. Thank you for watching. This has been Definitely Not a Box. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell. It will mean the world to me. I'm trying to make it to 100 subs before Halloween, and I can't do that without you guys. So please, hook a box out. Next time, we talk about the spooky season and some stellar indie games. And I'll leave you with some more awesome gameplay. I'll catch you on the next one, and have a good day.